Hey, what's up, y'all? This is William, the Permaculture Consultant, and it sounds like I'm losing my voice right now, and I am. I just got done speaking all weekend over at the Kentucky Sustainable Living Festival, and right now we're heading over to one of the owners and creators of the Kentucky Sustainable Living Festival. Yeah, we're going to check out his homestead, some tips and tricks if you're going to start your own festival, and yeah, we're going to see what he's up to today. So, stay tuned. Go. All right, so now here we got Jason, and he is one of the masterminds behind the Kentucky Sustainable Living Festival. And now we're at his homestead. So what we got going on over here, Jason?
William, thanks for sticking around. The festival was great. I'm tired as all get out still. I'm probably going to take a nap this
I'm about to lose my voice. You got to take a nap, dude. It's crazy.
Hey, well, I got home, it was like 7 o'clock, and I looked at my watch. I was like, it's almost 8 o'clock. Lincoln will go to bed. I was like, and then I'm going to bed. So I was in bed by 9 o'clock, and I was like, I'm dead.
I was talking to Emily last night, and I was like, dude.
Dozing off?
Yeah, I don't even know what you just said. I got to go to sleep.
But yeah, we're out at our place right here. This is one of our chicken coops where we're doing the chicken tractor on METH. I started it back up, and I've just not had time with the festival to turn the piles or anything like that.
Yeah.
You can get a shot of it. You've seen the videos. The videos are on my channel of how we were doing it. When y'all were doing it, y'all were moving everything. Mine's static just because I would get in horrible amounts of trouble if I ran it through the front yard.
And I'll link your playlist on this video because I know there's a lot of people that are watching that are wanting a stationary version of the chicken tractor on steroids, which we're going to call the chicken tractor on meth. Does that have anything to do with being in Kentucky?
Pretty much. And I was trying to think of something a little catchy for it, and I'm like, there's all kinds of meth heads in Kentucky. Let's just do it, the chicken tractor on meth. And I called Shelly, and I was like, this is what I'm doing. She goes, that's hilarious.
That is hilarious. Yeah, so y'all check out the chicken tractor on meth. I'll link it down below.
You've got the hoop that you start with, the wire cage. We would fill it up with your green, your nitrogen, and your carbon sources.
Do you remember the dimensions on your hoop?
That one's a little bit taller. That one's close to, it's probably 18 to 24 inches.
Okay.
And I did it will hold more than 1.5 yards on there.
Cool.
1.5, it'll hold more than 1.5 cubic yards. And it gets pretty full, but we'll take it, when I clean the coop out, we'll pull all the bedding out of the coop, throw, in the summer I use grass clippings a whole lot.
Awesome.
Because I've got a bagger behind the mower, and I'll just bag everything up, throw it in here, and then all the food scraps. We'll throw food scraps in there and feed them. I've got the Salvation Army is providing food for us.
Awesome.
Do that, and after that,
say that one more time. Where are you getting your food scraps?
Salvation Army.
There you go.
But do not try the one in Bowling Green because I've got it locked down. So,
there you go.
Yeah, but we'll do that. Feed it every day for a week. We'll feed every day for a week in there, and then we pull the cage off and flip it on down, and you just keep that cycle going. And then I set it up at the end. Let's slide around.
All right.
Because I set it up and I've got enough room. So then when you're finished compost after a month is right here, and I can drive the tractor right into the gate and fork everything over, and then it's in the tractor bucket, and I can take it to wherever I want to on the property.
That's awesome. And we got Jameson over here. Yeah. Your little mascot, right?
She's the shop dog.
Shop dog. There we go.
There. We've got another coop I threw up because we had the chicken run split up with some different chickens. So the chickens go back and forth in between the coops.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't want to move it. It's going to sit there.
That's awesome.
I'm fine.
And you built all these structures out here, didn't you? And you built your house and everything out here.
Yeah, we built a house, the shop, and then the greenhouse behind you. We're working on it.
Cool.
If it ever gets done. Festival's over, so now we can work on greenhouse.
Now you got time.
Yeah. But yeah, all these. That coop there, we were doing a job, and we cut the oak trees down at the lady's house. She wanted them gone. So I cut those trees and had them milled out, and that's all oak from a job we were working on.
How were those milled? Was that on it looks like they're on one of those huge circular saws.
Yeah, it's one of the old school circular sawmills. Yeah.
It leaves an awesome pattern. I don't know if it's coming. Yeah, it's coming up on camera, but it leaves this awesome pattern. It looks way better than the bandsaw mills. So over here, you've got a pretty awesome rainwater catchment set up for your shop. You want to talk me through it real quick?
We've got 6, 2, 1, what is it? Yeah, 6. We've got 6 IBC totes that are daisy chained together that come off the front of the shop. The gutters drain down in. We'll fill the IBC totes. It comes in just the first one, but with hydrostatic pressure and all that, it fills each one equal as long as you've got all the valves open. So you keep all the valves open, and it'll fill them all. If they're all of them will go halfway full and then 3/4 full. Your first one will not fill all the way up, but they're daisy chained together, and they come around. They come around and tee off and go into the shop, and we've got a off-grid bathroom in the shop that we can run in there and show you how we filter the rainwater and run all that.
Heck yeah.
There's composting toilet and all that stuff.
Yeah, dude, let's go check it out. It's awesome. Yeah, this is an awesome setup he's got over here.
This, real quick before we go in the bathroom, this is our butchering station we just got set up. I pulled these cabinets out of a kitchen that we're remodeling. The lady let me take those. We put those in the kitchen. We got countertops. We've got a chamber sealer that we can do. Plenty of cabinet storage to store all your butchering equipment. We've got an on-demand, it's a camping hot water heater that's plumbed in. That's actually plumbed into the rainwater catchment system. My faucet broke. I've ordered a new faucet for the 3-compartment sink. But you've got hot water on demand here, which really helps if you've got a lot of fat when you're doing butchering. You've got to have hot water to get everything
for
clean.
sure.
I mean,
Yeah.
That, and my wife was mad when I was bringing all kinds of stuff up, and I was like, I've got to solve this problem. I was cleaning our big bus pans, our big stainless steel pans. I was cleaning those in one of the bathtubs, and she was like, I'm done with this. Don't do this anymore. And I was like, I'm going to get a hot water heater in the shop. And she's like, that's fine. Just do it and don't bring the crap up to the house anymore.
There you go. So there's a little loop around. If you want a shop, just start cleaning your butcher supplies in the bathroom, and your wife will tell you to build a shop and
like,
start doing it out there.
She's like, buy a hot water heater and leave the house nice.
That's awesome. So the rainwater catchment hits the water heater first, or does it hit the filter first?
Bathroom. It goes into the bathroom and the filter system first.
Okay, let's check that out. Yeah.
This wall right here is the outside wall where our IBC totes are. The inlet comes in underneath the sink. So all the water from the IBC totes come in, and you can get a shot. That's a 12-volt RV pump that will run off. It runs off a deep cycle marine battery. It comes in. This is a 10 micron paper pleated filter. Everything runs through here first. It runs through this. This is a 6-candle ceramic water filter. It's essentially a Berkey filter. That's cool. So once it gets to this point, it's 100% safe to drink. 99.999%
for sure
of anything is out of it. So essentially, you could cut this pipe and drink the water.
That's awesome.
And I won't go through all the way it's plumbed, but it goes back to our laundry sink. And then we've got a shower. We've got a shower in here with hot water. And then we've got a composting toilet. All this was built out of scrap. That toilet seat lid, I had it left over from a job. And I'm like, everything on that is pretty much free except for a few of the screws. I think I had to buy a couple hinges to do it.
That's pretty doggone cheap.
And we use sawdust and wood ash, and the composting toilet is all we use for it.
Cool. So I'm almost 100% positive people are going to want, they want to know details and stuff like that on this. So can they get a hold of you if they have any questions about your off-grid water?
Yeah, you can email me at jason@kentuckysustainableliving.com.
Cool.
That's my email.
I'll link that down below as well.
Yeah. And then our water will go back out. We'll have cold water that goes back out to the hot water heater. And then it circulates back through to this sink and the shower, and then also the 3-compartment sink.
That's cool.
Out front.
That's cool. So what you got over here? I see some sheep mulching going on over here. I see some grazing in the background. What's going on?
We've got all along the driveway. We did a food forest. I guess we could call it. It's a strip food forest is what we'll call it. These are peach trees. The first ones are peach trees, but we got peach, apple, pear going down through there.
Yeah.
There's remnants of tomato plants from last year.
Yeah.
We've got garlic daffodils strewn in here. There's no strawberries along right here, but we do have comfrey. I think we have some of the ground cover raspberries
Okay.
up somewhere.
Yeah.
And there's some blueberry bushes put down through here, and some other herbs like this. This is one of the herbs that was left over from last year.
The sweet basil?
Sweet basil. We got sweet basil. There's some oregano.
So you're actually doing a syntropic method out here by growing your annuals in between your perennials. Because as these guys get older, they're going to shade out any potential annual production. But while they're still small, you can still grow like a lot of your annuals out here.
Yeah, and those...
these tomato cages?
Yeah, these tomato cages are left over. Mike Sparks from Food Plant Nursery brought those down. They're a orange tomato, and they're an heirloom. And he told me, Mike Sparks, and my last name is Sparks too when I can, but he said somebody with the last name of Sparks brought these tomatoes over in this part of the country.
Wow.
And I was like, cool. So we grew some of those. We've got the seeds, and we're just going to kind of keep propagating.
Sparks tomatoes. Yeah. That's cool.
I have no idea what the name is, but he was like, some guy named Sparks brought these around this part.
That's what they are. They're Sparks tomatoes now.
Yeah, I was like, that works. And then if you pan over here to this pasture area, this whole spot, I took out probably 75% of the trees that were here, and it was all grown up with multiflora rows, just nasty. This ground had set for probably close to 60 years with nothing been done to it.
Wow.
So the trees had grown up, everything like that. The neighbors are on the other side. So I took all the trees that we cut, I took those and pushed them up against the property line to essentially form a wood fence and a wood wall where nobody could see back here.
That's cool. I'm going to zoom in on that, see if they can see that. Yeah, they see that wooden wall back there with all the brush. And you're turning this into silvopasture right now?
We're going to turn this into silvopasture. I probably, and I guarantee you I haven't followed the rule that you set and that your dad talks about, because I'm not as far out as a lot of people are, so I want to keep a few more trees just for the screening. I would rather have a little less grass and more trees just for the screening part of it.
That's good.
But what we've been doing, we've been following Greg Judy. We'll roll out, when he does new pasture, I've seen him, they'll come in and clear part of a cedar thicket. They throw seeds down, and roll hay out, and then let the cows come in. The cows or the sheep come in, trample it in, eat some of it, and then it's amazing what it looks like. So I had some smaller 4x5 bales that I can roll out myself. I've been rolling hay. I started rolling hay this fall, and we've rolled hay all winter so far. And then I've got some bigger bales. I got some 5x6s. I can't roll those out by hand, so we started bale grazing. So once they're 5x6s are pain. Those bales, he told me he weighed one of them, and they were 1,300 pound bales.
Wow.
And I'm like, and it's all my small tractor wants to do to pick them up. So I'm like, we're not rolling, we're switching to bale grazing.
Right.
So we'll do, like where the sheep and the cow is right now, I'll set it there, let them, and once they get all of it eaten down, I'll come in with a pitchfork and then just scatter it on out into a bigger circle.
That's cool. So here's your food forest. You got the new and old one, right?
We've got the one closest to us. It got put in November, right after the last festival. The other part down there is about 1.5 years old.
Okay.
We've got a bunch of different varieties of apple, pear. There's a few plum trees down at the end. And of course, we've got daffodils and garlic planted all around this. You can see some of the strawberry plugs that we put out in November. They'll be sprouting up pretty quick. Down in this whole food forest area, there's somewhere around 600 strawberry plugs planted down here.
Dude, you're gonna have some strawberry problems before too long.
We had strawberries all the way up till like 2 weeks before Halloween.
Oh, wow.
We were still getting strawberries. And
that's awesome.
When I come in to mow the yard, I'd stop the lawnmower, go grab a handful of strawberries, get back on the lawnmower, and I was mowing and eating strawberries. I mean, it was cool that, and I was surprised we got them that late in the year. I would come down, I'm like, there's still, 2 or 3 handfuls of strawberries going on.
Yeah, let's go check out the older one, because you got some of the strawberry ground cover actually growing now, right? That's cool.
And of course, we've got herbs planted all around the trees too. I lost a bunch of the tags. I just hadn't, but
this looks awesome. You got some comfrey popping up too?
Yeah.
Dang.
There's some comfrey that I got from y'all. Here's strawberries. Well, I mean, we've already got a bloom right there. There's herbs right there. There's some blueberries. Here's one of the blueberry plants.
That's cool.
And then, of course, all the green that you see on the ground, that's all strawberries.
Oh, yeah. You never have to buy strawberry plants again, man.
No. This right here was the remnants of the tomato plant.
Yeah.
Just like we had done on the other part. And it's like you said, you've got room. It's like, why not come in and fill in with annuals?
For sure.
And
Yeah.
I had, there's still remnants, like where each one of these little, that's weed eater line. I
Yeah.
just cut weed eater line. I didn't have any flags. The tromboncino squash. I planted tromboncino squash going all the way around the outside.
Wow.
And it's like nothing's growing right here. I was like, let's make it available. So I had tromboncino squash vines running all out here. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean,
yeah.
just filling stuff in. I mean, nothing else is growing there. So why not? You got the space and it's already nice soil down there. And you already got your wood chips and stuff. It's really fertile and rich.
That's awesome. And it's going to act like a ground cover, especially when it starts spreading out.
Yeah, and one of the cool things, one of my friends from church, him and his wife and his kids came down when we had a ton of strawberries, and they're like, we want to go see that.
Mm-hmm.
So we were down there, and I told them, I was like, pick all the strawberries you want to, pick some blueberries if you want to. So the girls had handfuls of strawberries and blueberries, and they're like, we need to run and wash them off.
Oh,
Like,
no.
I was like, there's no reason to wash it off. And they're like, why? I said, nothing has ever been sprayed down here, period. I said, there's no chemicals, no fertilizers, nothing. The only thing we put on is compost, wood chips, and cardboard.
Okay. And then the organisms that are on that fruit is just going to boost your gut biome.
Yeah. And I'm like, do not wash it off. And they looked at their dad, and their dad's like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
So I'm like, they loved it after that. They're like, we don't have to go to the house
Yeah.
and wash the fruit. They were munching on strawberries and everything.
And that's how it should be.
Yeah, exactly. Benny, you see Benny over here on the left?
Yep.
Benny's a full-blooded Juliana boar.
What do you think, Jameson? That's a big old pig, isn't it?
Jameson likes her. She comes down here all the time.
Oh.
And we're feeding these pretty much 90% food scraps.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
From the Salvation Army. Because almost every day or every other day, I've got 32-gallon trash cans I swap out with them.
Okay.
And most of the time, they're giving me, every day to every other day, I'm getting a 32-gallon trash can.
Wow.
So I've split most of it to come to the pigs, and then some of it go to the chickens.
That's cool. That is cool. What do you think, Jameson? Is that a big old pig? That's a big old pig.
Jameson has figured out that some of the times when I bring the food scraps down here, the pigs will root.
Yeah.
And every now and then a piece of bread comes up here, so she hangs out. She's like, I'm gonna get a little bit of food.
Get some snacks.
Come here, Joe. Joe, this is JoJo. Joe, this is William.
Hi.
What?
Hi there. They're just so happy.
All right.
Hey, you guys are giant, huh?
All right. Go do something now. I just want you to meet William.
There you go.
So go.
You get some pets. You get some pets. I'll pet you too. There you go.
I have not seen them kill a coyote, but I really want to.
Shoot, they're gonna see. You're gonna see it shredded.
Yeah. Now all of this was all grown up trees, everything like that. The rose bush and all that. So we've been slowly cleaning it. Last year with all the drought, there was nothing. I mean, it was pretty much just barren ground.
Yeah.
So I seeded with fescue. The only thing I've seeded is fescue out here. No clover or anything like that. And
This is silvopasture. This is silvopasture. The combination of tree crops and grass.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And I probably, like I said before, I probably need to take a few more trees out, but I want
You want that screen, yeah. All right, Jason. So the last question I got for you is, for all those people that are trying to do their own homesteading festival or just festival in general, what are some pitfalls that you would tell them to avoid, or what are some like tips and tricks? What do they need to know?
The first thing is you're going to hear no a lot more than you're going to hear yes.
Yeah.
So if you're a person that's afraid to hear no, you might as well stop, not do a festival, because you're going to hear no. I talked to so many vendors, so many sponsors on it, and the first words, a lot of them, 90% of it's no, 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 no. Mm-hmm. So you've got to go through that whole thing. One of our sponsors is a bigger sponsor for a lot of things. They sponsor a lot of huge events. It took me 8 phone calls and like 12 emails before I finally got the girl on there. But once you got her on there and found the contact, she gave us all kinds of stuff for the festival.
Wow.
And an awesome sponsor. But you got to get some sponsors for it. Do not start out too big. I mean, there's a lot of people fall into it. We've got to have these huge speakers. There's 3 people that come all together that are on a reality TV show. I heard from somebody else they wanted $150,000 for the weekend.
Whoa.
And I'm like, you're B-list, by the way.
Right.
So,
right.
I mean, don't think that you have to get huge speakers. We had a lot of smaller speakers that did an amazing job. And I go to a lot of festivals. Amanda Blount came in. She's an hour and a half away. I just happened to be scrolling on Facebook and found her. She does micro farming and grant writing and all this stuff. And I'm like, will you come up and speak?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd never met the woman before. She came up. She was running a few minutes late. She gave me the biggest hug. She said, I am so excited to be here.
That's awesome.
And it didn't cost us a dime. So run as on a small budget as you can until you start getting some money in your bank to where you can do more stuff. So don't just go out and blow the bank. That's the biggest thing. There's a lot of festivals that, you know, they start out, they're like, we got to have these people to get anybody here. You don't have to have the super big names to get people to come into the door.
For sure. And like a lot of people think that they have to pay the speakers and stuff like that. A merch table is way more valuable to me than getting, if I had a choice between getting paid to speak or being able to run a merch table, I would much rather do a merch table.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
I mean, all of our speakers, with the exception of Angry Prepper, and we offered him a table. We're like, if you want to sell stuff, you've got a table. He said, I don't want to be pinned down. He said, I want to walk around. That man walked, no telling how many miles talking to people. Every time I saw him, he was either sitting down, having a conversation with somebody, or he was walking and talking to the vendors and buying stuff. But all the speakers had vendor tables. Offer the speaker, if they're like, hey, I get a speaking fee, tell them, hey, we'll give you a vendor table to where you can sell all your merchandise there, and that's going to compensate them instead of you getting money out of pocket. That's
awesome. All right, so Jason, where can they find you?
They can find me at Kentucky Sustainable Living on YouTube. Our festival website is KentuckySustainableLiving.com. That's going to have, we're going to announce, we set all our dates from now to fall of 2026, and those are set in stone.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we went ahead. The venue we've got, they've had events planned there for 10 years. I was asking her about a couple things, and she's like, yeah, 10 years from now, you can have that date.
Whoa.
She's like, we've got a horse show or something booked for the next 10 years on that date. And I'm like, crap. I was like, let's go ahead and book. So we're booked all the way to 2026 now.
And they have one of the best venues I've seen for a homesteading festival, for sure.
The awesome thing about that venue is everything is inside. The very first one we did, we had Bobcat come and they brought some bigger equipment out, and they had some stuff setting outside, but everything is inside. It doesn't matter if it's raining, snowing, whatever. It's 60 to 70 degrees inside the arena.
It's awesome. All right. Thank you guys so much.